and I am going to collapse my presentation and just move as quickly as possible. So I think the key takeaway is that capital is a tool in the toolkit for driving all of the change that we're talking about today. It can be via screening, Gunderson, not wanting to own fossil fuels. Many socially motivated investors will choose to own objectionable companies and vote proxies or try to agitate the company to change their behavior. Another increasingly important approach is what's called impact investing, which is investing proactively to drive social or environmental change. And that's really what I'm going to talk about here for a second. We are accustomed to the thought of using grants to drive change. So we have certain goals, in this case calling out equitable, healthy, and sustainable communities that we might be trying to drive. And with impact investing, we keep that same set of social goals, or we can define our social goals, but we also add the idea of a repayment goal. So we're looking for opportunities where we can drive social change or environmental benefit and also recycle the capital in investments. And how do we do that? We do that with opportunities that have recurring revenue, such as a solar paneling company that has lease income, such as a household that gets the green employee benefits and suddenly has savings so they can repay a loan. Or such as investing in a for-profit company like one called EcoScraps that generates compost out of food scraps and is a growth company. That company will grow and will give returns to shareholders. Taking those two together, we have impact investment. There are lots of different forms. I won't go into them. What's important is how does this relate to the anchor strategy? How can we bring the idea of using capital as a tool for change to the idea of using anchor institutions as a strategy for driving change? And in the background here, there are lots of gray circles, which really are the capital investments that go behind all of the systems surrounding an anchor institution, whether it's the food system, whether it's the transit system, whether it's where employees live, whether it is how waste is handled, and so on. All of those channels for capital can be harnessed to the resiliency and climate response agenda. So we can capitalize a local food system. We can have a procurement policy that calls for local food systems, and then we can look at ways to invest to strengthen our local food system. We can create an employee-assisted housing program where we provide second mortgages that allow our employees to possibly purchase affordable homes near the health system and be able to walk to work or maybe use transit. We can make sure that those homes have energy efficient systems in them. And that will cost more to do up front, which is why we need impact investors that are interested not just in financial return, but at times perhaps taking a slightly lower financial return in the short term so that they can drive needed social change. And I won't go into all the ways in which an anchor institution can leverage capital markets to drive social change and to drive a resiliency and climate responsive agenda, but you can envision them there. Another way of getting at this agenda is to think about the building blocks of a healthy and sustainable community. And here we look at these organized around the county health rankings, health factors, the built environment, socioeconomic factors, access to and quality of care. We can invest in opportunities that drive positive determinants of health. And I think that's really all we need to know today. If we're not using capital as one of our tools for driving change, we're operating with one hand tied behind our backs.
Woo-hoo, thank you.